What's up, guys? Your boy, 20K13. Going to talk about 10 reasons why WWE will have no competition by 2020. This comes from WhatCulture.com. At present, it may appear as though pro wrestling is in the midst of a major global boom. Ring of Honor is making huge waves. TNA merging with Global Force Wrestling. Lucha Underground may not be returning for its second season, but season 1 was a mind blower. And as well, New Japan may be putting on the best bell-to-bell shows in the industry overall. However, this era of boom could be occurring in the shadow of a much larger revolutionary change coming to the pro wrestling industry. Act is well aware that they can take all the time they need to get it right. It's entirely possible that WWE is preparing to be the number one and likely only globally recognized professional wrestling brand by 2020. If you stop and really take a good look around the wrestling universe, all other signs are there. If we thought that what WWE did in 1984 and consolidating all of the world's best performers under one roof was something. In some way, resurrecting something that looked like the National Wrestling Alliance is something else. Is it possible that by 2020 that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon could be the owner of a global entertainment brand with full digital, mobile, and terrestrial broadcast access, as well as enroll into properties that exist outside of the realm of the in-ring product too? Certainly. Here's 10 reasons why this is an inevitable occurrence. Number 10. What Rey Mysterio possibly resigning with WWE could mean. When Rey Mysterio left WWE earlier this year, many perceived this to be directly linked to the idea that he would be appearing in Mexico's Super A promotion and a cornerstone of Lucha Underground's second season. Now that word has leaked that Lucha Underground may be done forever, Mysterio coming back to WWE makes sense not from an in-ring standpoint, but perhaps something more. Let's expect Mysterio to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 32. Texas has a huge Latin population, and a show headlined ostensibly by Undertaker and Mysterio as Hall of Famers might be pretty great. As well, there's more after that too. If Lucha Underground goes out of business, there may be something to the idea of Mysterio having an on-screen or behind-the-scenes role in bunkering the infiltration of lucha stars from Triple A, Lucha Underground, namely the super marketable Jack Evans, Angelo Ricochet, and Brian Cage into WWE, while Cohan's relationship with WWE is strained, Ray isn't, and getting a dose of the high-octane modern lucha style in WWE, and also setting up a good work relationship with Triple A and WWE. There are so many possibilities to consider. Number 9. What does Justin Thunder Liger being at NXT TakeOver mean? WWE likely had wanted to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling since they saw the favorable response that Young Rock received for announcing a January Wrestle Kingdom event and B, the fantastic success of the Bullet Club gimmick. New Japan and the WWF worked together considerably in the 70s and early 1980s, but by the mid-80s the relationship became non-existent. WWE is looking at a talent roster at NXT that is exploding at an exponential rate. WWE working with New Japan allows the company a new destination to send developmental talent like Tyler Breeze, who are popular among almost ready for WWE TV, but also super overexposed on NXT. Imagine Tyler Breeze impressing Justin Liger and getting invited to New Japan for a 6-month tour. Breeze gets 6 months away from WWE television and can return by, say, WrestleMania and debut the night after the show as someone definitely more seasoned, but also to the average fan, a surprise return. Number 8. WWE need a deeper farm system and has the veterans available to pull it off. Though many may not be aware, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Shane the Hurricane Ham have restarted their legendary Omega promotion in North Carolina. Omega was a place that gave career boost to then young performers like not just the Hardys and Hurricane, but Shannon Moore, Jody Mercury, Steve Corino, C.W. Anderson, and more. A modern Omega could assist WWE in developing talent, and what was an organic relationship between the two promotions can become more set in stone. It's well known that WWE loaned talent to ECW and paid Paul Heyman a stipend in the 90s. Could WWE give enough money to Omega to bolster their presentation and ability to run more often? Could NXT be a talent feeder for Omega? Yes, and yes, but not quite yet. If WWE able to turn the corner on the network and also see gate revenue and stock prices rise, don't be surprised to see the Hardys suddenly back in WWE. Good gracious. WWE found a smaller independent promotion and creating a Major League Baseball style A, Double A, and Super A farm system is an idea worth borrowing ASAP. Number 7. Ring of Honor can't last. With all due respect to the many talented people that work at Ring of Honor, developing the talent that Vince McMahon eventually buys isn't a sustainable brand identity. While, while not in competition with WWE, the idea of always being a brand that WWE eventually purchases and mixes into NXT is an idea worth considering. Always come with a TV deal. Almost 2 decades of being a well-developed niche brand plus great connection to smaller venues nationwide. The idea of NXT bringing in always behind the scenes talent actually benefits the brand more than the wrestler. WWE assumed oversight control from Sinclair Broadcasting, and the Always show on Destination America become a part of this co-branding Always invasion of NXT. Was WWE about 20 years too early with its concept for what WCW could be? Possibly. If WWE can stay in the black financially for a bit, this is a move that should absolutely be expected. Number 6. Global Force Wrestling can't last. Now that we see that Global Force Wrestling is little more than TNA Wrestling 4.0, the death watch should be on for the company, given that Jeff Jarrett is Jerry Jarrett's son and that Jerry and Vince McMahon are friends. It wouldn't be surprising to see the final major business deal orchestrated by the Van Man being the purchase for cents on the dollar of the asset of Global Force Wrestling. Global Force Wrestling clothing will make the death of WCW look like a party. Global Force Wrestling Impact may have 3 or 4 bona fide stars that WWE would want. Madness, Drew Galloway, EC3, and Gail Kim, but every other performer on both rosters could likely be signed to per appearance deal or drop altogether. Given that there is no massive desire for Global Force Wrestling, Impact signed talent versus WWE performer dream matches is the one moment that will likely freak people out completely and highlight just how much the industry has changed. Number 5. WWE can command more wrestling dollars than anyone in an economically depressed marketplace. Can the number 2 or number 3 professional wrestling company in the world put 100,000 people in an American football stadium and also get potentially 1.1 million people to purchase one event on a streaming broadcast network? The answer to that question is no. WWE global brand dominance is best understood via understanding just how well they monetize their in-ring product in a global economic depression. WWE worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In fact, WWE could possibly lose half of its network and still be the richest pro wrestling company in the world. So regarding just promoting wrestling show alone, at WWE financial worth, the company production value and presentation will far outdistance that of their competition. a global financial entertainment stand firm for the next few years. It's entirely possible that people spending money on multiple wrestling brands may either decide to just spend on WWE or not spend on wrestling at all. While that won't necessarily kill WWE, it will most certainly kill the company competition. Number 4. WWE successfully becoming an iconic wrestling brand again. Here are some things to consider about WWE. The Rock, aka the most successful action star in Hollywood, has roots in WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Jericho, and Jim Ross, aka three podcasters upon whose shoulders the podcast revolution has been placed, are WWE affiliated legends. WWE currently has under contract basically every living legendary performer of every continent on Earth, save Africa and South America. The WWE Network is arguably the most progressive digital and mobile broadcasting concept in the entertainment marketplace. CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and Ronda Rousey are three names that are brand associated with UFC, WWE competition, but all have appeared in major roles in WWE ring in the past 18 months. WWE actually did the smart thing for once in the court of public opinion by distancing themselves completely from Hulk Hogan, mixed in a literally entirely brand new crew of main event and uppercard talent, and WWE went well on its way to once again being considered the most iconic of iconic brands, certainly outshining any and all competition in the wrestling environment. Number 3. Pro wrestling companies do wrestling. WWE does all sorts of entertainment, more so than any other year in recent memories. 2015 could be the year that has showcased just what WWE can be as a total entertainment brand. The active wrestling and announcing roster of WWE is as much known for their for their prowess near a set of ropes than they are for otherwise being on camera. At a time where profits from wrestling are slipping, by successfully diversifying entertainment options produced in tandem with WWE, the company had excelled. Total Diva featured pretty much the entire women's division on camera, plus significant roles for faces of the company John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Recently shot WWE films have seen The Miz, Summer Rae, Dean Ambrose, Kane, and Dolph Ziggler miss time from the ring, and Chris Jericho done Dancing with the Stars while also being a semi-occasional wrestler too. Talk in WWE Network programs like Unfiltered with Renee Young and Culture Shock with Corey Graves, and a wrestling company that does so much more than wrestling is where we are. Other pro wrestling companies lack the depth of roster or on-staff marketing PR department to do these things. This is where WWE is different, and this is where WWE will outdistance itself from its competition even further in the future. Number 2. NXT is the overall best weekly pro wrestling TV program in the world. This is an unquestionable fact. In an hour of television, you're likely to get high-quality women's technical wrestling, hybrid-style athletic wrestling, tag team action, and oftentimes that even before the main event. When you consider that NXT is likely at present WWC show, brand behind Raw and SmackDown, the idea that it and not the established Monday and Thursday program is the best bell-to-bell wrestling TV show, then that says everything. NXT is Lucha Underground without the craziness, and Impact Wrestling with easier to follow storyline. NXT also has wrestlers who are veritable underground and internet legends having dream matches on a weekly basis. Plus, also has successfully developed the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. While yes, always can say that too, NXT put the cherry on top of the pie. By 2020, if NXT can maintain this momentum, it will likely be as hot of a brand on the underground as the main roster programming will be in the mainstream. With that type of chokehold on pro wrestling, the question is who will assimilate, and who will die. And number one, the Performance Center. WWE decision to invest in their future more than their past and present is important because WWE has a performance center. WWE has the ability to present whatever type of wrestling they want and have it also ideally get over anywhere in the world. If looking for the immediate dividend of the performance center, look no further than in the presentation of women's wrestling. Several models is cranking out credible and TV-ready women professional at an incredible rate, while men's wrestling is not moving at the same pace as the women's product. Expect that to change soon. WWE currently has very well-established independent wrestlers and performers who are truly green to the business, so the learning curve is harder to see there. When WWE began to hire athletes with either an aptitude for wrestling or who are starting to break out a little on the indies, WWE's ability to smooth rough edges instead of polishing superstars until they shine brighter than ever will become apparent. No other company in the world has invested this type of money in this type of school. While the results at present are minimal, check out what a global WWE machine that's moving at optimal efficiency by 2020, with athletic wrestlers developed entirely by WWE system with acting chops and bearing a global wrestling experience can do. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.